Hello everyone. We are now moving forward and we'll discuss another set of questions in today's discussion. So now getting started, our next question is, religious diversity is a strength and weakness of India. Examine. Okay, you have to examine this statement, means you have to give points in for and against. Okay, I'll discuss this question again. I will come to the essence of this question. First of all, it is important to understand the relevance of this question first. Okay, why this question has asked, or yes, why this question is here. Why? Because yes, religion, it's an important topic from UPSC point of view. Why? Because this topic has always been in news. ठीक है, आप जब भी देखोगे ये टॉपिक, इससे रिलेटेड टॉपिक्स न्यूज में रहते हैं. That is why it becomes important to prepare this topic. Okay, so that is all about the relevance. Now we will move forward and we'll discuss the approach. ठीक है, approach क्या होगी? Okay, so before discussing approach, I will reread the question. I will read this question again. So our question says, religious diversity is a strength and weakness of India. Examine. Okay, so you have to give points in for and against कि how religious diversity is a strength, ठीक है, of India, or how religious diversity is a weakness of India. ठीक है, and yes, while discussing the strengths and weakness, it is important to give examples also here. ठीक है, mention your discuss your points by mentioning examples also. Why? It makes your answer in support of your arguments. ठीक है, why? Because yes, it of course it makes your content. ठीक है, great. Okay, so what could be the now we are going to discuss the approach. So question is asking you to examine the statement ki how religious diversity is a strength of India, and in the second part you have to examine how religious diversity is a weakness of India. So what could be the possible structure to this question? So structure kya hoga? So basically I'm going to start my answer with the introduction. Okay, I'll discuss what further ki what could be the possible introduction here. Then then I will discuss the main body, but I will divide the main body of the answer in two parts, where I will discuss how it's a strength of India, and in the second part I will discuss how it's a weakness of India. ठीक है, ये होगा मेरा main body का division, and then I'll conclude my answer. ठीक है, I will conclusion. In the end, I will discuss the conclusion. Okay, I will take each part one by one. So now, now moving forward, and I'm going to discuss the introduction part. Okay, introduction. Okay, so here, what could be the possible introduction in this question? I'm repeating the question again. Question says, religious diversity is a strength and weakness of India. You have to examine this fact. ठीक है, आपको यहाँ पे examine करना है कि strength कैसे है and कैसे weakness है. Okay, so what could be the possible introduction here? You can start your answer with the definition. Of course, you can mention कि religious diversity होती क्या है, what is religious diversity, and yes, of course, you can start with the facts. ठीक है, or data. So in this introduction, I'm going to start my answer with the fact or data. It's not exactly fact, but it would be mix of definition or fact. Okay, so I will start like, religious diversity of India is characterized by different beliefs and practices. So I'll say India is a birth. Why? Because India is a birthplace of major religions of the world, and I'll say despite of despite of the vast diversity, the preamble of the Indian Constitution stated India as a secular state. Okay. So what I have done here, I have started my answer. Okay. I have said कि religious. So I am saying कि religious diversity is a character of India is characterized by what? Different beliefs and practices. ठीक है. I have mentioned the characteristic of India's religious diversity. क्या है वो? Different beliefs हैं and practices हैं यहाँ पे. India is a why? Because India is a birthplace of major religions of the world, as you know, and but despite of this vast diversity, ठीक है, preamble of Indian Constitution stated India as a secular state. So this is one of the possible introduction, and yes, you can start your answer another way also, ठीक है, but this is one of the possible way where you can start your answer. So this was all about the introduction part, and now we will move forward and we'll discuss the main body of the answer. Okay, see how I have divided my answer. Okay, I have given a heading here, one major heading, then I have break this part into different subheads. Okay, so see different subheads. Okay, so in the first part I am addressing कि how it is a strength. ठीक है, what I am doing in the first part, I am going to discuss how religious diversity is a strength of India. ठीक है, this is my major heading, and under this what I have done, I have divided this main part into different subheads. The first one is why? Because of birthplace of different religion. Yes, it's a birthplace of different religion. Then तो इससे diversity कैसे है? Because why? Because it promote diversity and pluralism. ठीक है, so birthplace of different religions. So what it does? It promotes diversity and pluralism. ठीक है, so and it help what? It minimize the negative consequences of fear, hostility. ठीक है, so what it does? Diversity होगी, pluralism होगा, so it will minimize the negative consequence of fear. Basically, it will remove the insecurities. ठीक है, it will remove the insecurities and it will establish trust. ठीक है, ट्रस्ट एस्टैब्लिश करेगा विद इन सोसाइटी. ठीक है, विद इन डिफरेंट कम्युनिटीज. सो this was my first point. Okay, so our next point is literature and epics. Okay, so how literature and epics they plays an important role in strengthening the religious diversity, or they are of India. Okay, so how they are providing strength to India. Okay, so basically what literature and epics does, they promote harmony and fraternity. ठीक है, okay, so there's an example also. We have taken the concept of Vasudev Kutumbakam from Upanishad. क्या नाम है उपनिषद का? महा उपनिषद, उसका पार्ट है. okay, ठीक है, so this was my second point. Third is spirituality. What it does, it ये कनेक्ट करता है इंडियन बॉन्ड्स ऑफ वननेस. ठीक है, ऑफ कोर्स अगेन फ्रेटर्निटी. इट ठीक है, स्ट्रेंथेन्स आवर बॉन्ड ऑफ वननेस. ओके, सो that was my third point. My fourth point is diverse festivals. Okay, so how they strengthens India's diversity. So as we know कि festivals across the spectrum of religions, they promote interrelation They promote what? Faith, interrelation, faith among different communities, ठीक है, and added to their cultural heritage. Okay, so this is how diverse festival they strengthens diversity of Indian society. So this was all about the positives, ठीक है, this was all about the strength part, ठीक है. So now this was the first part of my main body, and now I will move forward. I'll discuss the another part. I'll discuss the another major subhead, head called weakness. So how religious diversity is a weakness of India. Okay, I have divided this head under different subheads. Okay, so my first point is plow to freedom of religion. Okay, so हो क्या रहा है यहाँ पे? The first point, religious agents जो claim करते हैं protection under Article 25 at the ground level do not respect the freedom of whom? Freedom of an individual to make their free choices. So that is why it's a weakness. ठीक है, it's a negative. और yes, second is political interference. Yes, political interference बहुत ज़्यादा है, from worshipping places to the elections. Religions are eventually being targeted for power plays, which lead to riots and emergency like situation. And eventually what happens? It poses danger for India's social fabric. And what happened if social fabric को social fabric impact होगा, then what will happen? It will divide our society. ठीक है, and then what will happen? Society divide होगी, then yes, it will be dangerous for India's internal security. ठीक है, so ये था next point. Now next is lack of education and poverty. Yes, because of lack of education and poverty, what happens? Radicalization of the views in society, it happens. ठीक है, that is why it is religious diversity is a weakness. ठीक है, that is why it's a weakness. So we have mentioned, basically we have discussed 4 points under strength and 4 points under weakness. You can add more points, you can discuss different points. ठीक है, basically this is this answer, I am discussing these points to show you how you can approach this question. And it's not necessary that what I have discussed here you have to use the same points in your answer. No, you can add different points also, but I have shown you ki what could be the possible way to tackle this question. Okay, so we have discussed the main body also. Now we will move forward. So we are done with the main body. Now we will move forward and we'll discuss the conclusion part. So in conclusion, what I have done here, I have concluded my answer by giving way forward. And yes, it is very important that while concluding your answer, your conclusion should be positive in tone. Okay, do not conclude your answer in negative tone. You have to conclude your answer in positive tone by mentioning, by giving some way forward, by giving some suggestions, okay, or examples, okay, etc. So let's read our conclusion. My conclusion says, though there are few issues arising due to religious diversity, okay, there are enough safeguard with the constitution and the governance structure to overcome these issues, and religious diversity are more strength than a weakness of India. So what I have done, I have taken a side here कि it's more of strength than weakness of India. Okay, what I have said कि yes, there is an issue. What I have said, yes, there are few issues due to religious diversity, but we have our Constitution of India. It provides enough safeguards to overcome these issues, and hence religious diversity, they are more strength than a weakness of India. So what I have done, I have summarized my answer. Okay, I have summarized my whole answer to conclude this answer. Okay, so let's quickly recall what we have done here, what we have discussed in this question. So basically I have started my question with the relevance, why this topic or why we have this question here, and then we discuss the approach. ठीक है, and in approach में हमने क्या discuss किया कि examine है, the directive word here is examine. You have to examine the above statement, how religious diversity is a strength and a weakness, and weakness of Indian society or of India. Then what we have discussed, we have discussed the introduction part. So this is the one introduction, and I have discussed the another type of introduction. You can read this introduction from this model answer, and I have given also introduction type 2. So where what I have done, I have given you some fact, and my introduction was a mix of fact and the definition. Okay, then what we have done in the main body, we have divided this part into two parts, that is the weakness. In the first part we have discussed the strength, and in the second part we have discussed the weakness. Okay, strength में क्या discuss किया, because of birthplace of different religions. Okay, that is why which promotes diversity and pluralism. Okay, and what consequence क्या है, it removes or minimizes the fear and the feeling of insecurity and establish trust. Okay, and in second, what we have discussed, literature and epics, what it does, it promotes harmony and fraternity. Example दिया है Vasudev Kutumbakam from Upanishad called Maha-Upanishad. And then spirituality, what it does, it connects people, it connects Indian in bonds of oneness. Okay, and in fourth, diverse festivals. Okay, and in the second part, what I have done, I have discussed the weakness. ठीक है, मैंने यहाँ पे weaknesses discuss करी है, and then what we have done, we have concluded our answer by saying कि yes, there are some issues arising, ठीक है, due to religious diversity, but our Constitution of India and governance structure provides us enough safeguard to overcome these issues. ठीक है, that is why religious diversity are more strength than a weakness of India. So that's all about this question. Thank you so much.